Welcome to another episode of Watch Me Do Family History with Chris Knutson. Today I'm going to show you how to do merging of duplicates the right way. So my sister informed me that she had found a record for one of our cousins, and she noticed that the record was attached to somebody else already. So she thought maybe this was a duplicate, but that they were the same men. So let's go ahead and look at these two men and see whether or not they're truly the same person. So first we have Lewis Franklin Hill, born in 1853 and died in 1940. And then on the other tab, we have Lewis Franklin Hill, born in 1854 and died in 1940. And the thing about duplicates is you want to make sure that there's no discrepancies in the timeline. So if both men existed in the same world, and if they existed in two different censuses from the same year, then they're probably two different men. But if you follow their timelines and none of their sources that are attached to them overlap, then it's possible that they're the same person. But if you find one of them living in one town in a different state in 1900 and the other one living in a different town in a different state in 1900, then they're probably two different men. So let's go ahead and take a look at their sources and see what we can find. First we have Lewis Franklin Hill. He's got 7 sources attached. So we have 1870 census. Let's take a look at that. So here in the 1870 census, he's living in Yellow Creek, Dawson, Georgia, with his parents Andrew Hill and Mariah. He's got an older brother named John and several other siblings. They're all born in Georgia. Okay. Next we have a marriage record, 1890, where he marries a Petty Hayes in Dawson, Georgia. And then in 1900, we have Lewis F. Hill, married to a Georgie, with children Mary, Julia, Hammond, Henry, John, and somebody living with them named Frank Lima, probably not related. And then we have this Find a Grave record, Lewis Franklin Hill from 1940, a Florida death record. Let's look at the Find a Grave. So here we have an obituary. Mr. L.F. Hill, Lewis Franklin Hill, 86, died early yesterday morning at the home of a son. He formerly was a resident of Sanford, but following the death of Mrs. Hill, he went to live with his son. Survivors are 5 sons: W.A. Hill, Harmon Hill, George Hill, J.H. Hill, H.H. Hill. Also 2 daughters, Mrs. Frank Lyon of Rydal, Georgia, and Mrs. S. Nation of Birmingham, Alabama. So quite a bit of information there. We'll go ahead and close that. And close this again. Florida death record. Died in Orange, Florida. Okay. And a death record of a child, Harmon Hudlow Hill. Harmon Hudlow Hill. Okay. So let's see what else we know about Lewis Franklin Hill. Andrew Hudlow Hill is his father, and Mariah Hanover Wakefield Thompson Barrett. Okay, so we've got all this information. And let's go ahead and look at Lewis Franklin Hill, the other one. For this one, we have birth in Dawson, Georgia. Where was he born? Both of them are born in Dawson, Georgia, about the same time frame, 1853, 1854. Those are pretty similar. Let's go ahead and look at the parents. Anderson H. Hill and Marcette Barrell. Who are his parents over here? Andrew Hudlow Hill and Mariah Barrett. So Marcette Barrell, Mariah Barrett. That could be a indexing error from a record. Anderson H. Hill. Okay, so let's go ahead and see who these parents are. I'm going to click on Marcette Barrell. What do we know about her? Born about 1827. No, one child, Anderson H. Hill. There's two sources. Okay, both of these are the marriage records for Lewis Franklin Hill. So we don't know anything but the marriage records. So this record was obviously created because of that marriage record. Anderson H. Hill, let's go ahead and look at him. Born about 1825. Same two sources. No parents listed. So these parents are just placeholders from the marriage record. Marcette Barrell. That name just doesn't even sound like a real name. Let's go ahead and look at this marriage record and see what it looks like. Okay, let's zoom in here. So we're looking for a hill and a... Okay. So this marriage record was in Forsyth County, Georgia. Okay, and Mr. Lewis F. Hill of the County of Dawson and state aforesaid, and wife Martha Frances Roach of the County of Forsyth, in matrimony according to the Constitution and laws of the state. For so doing, this shall be to you sufficient license. Okay, so here we have Georgia, Forsyth County, certifying the marriage of Mr. Lewis F. Hill. And let's see what else we have. Okay, name of groom, Lewis F. Hill, Dawson County. Age, color, occupation, birthplace, Dawson County. Father's name, Andrew Hill. Mother, maiden name. Okay, let's zoom in there. So if you were an indexer and you were looking at this, I can see how you might think M-A-R-C-E-T-T, Barrell, B-A-R-R-E-L-L. But this could also be Mariah, M-A-R-I-A, and this is an H instead of a T. And this could be just a Barrett where they forgot to cross the T's. Mariah Barrett, Mariah, if that was an H. Maybe the person writing this down got it wrong, and they were transcribing it from another record. Mariah Barrett. Because this other Lewis's mom's name was Mariah Barrett. Yeah, I think these are the same people. Let's see if we can figure out timeline-wise what else is going on. So, this other Lewis has a marriage record in 1877. What was this one's marriage record? Marriage record 1890 in Dawson, Georgia. Marriage record 1877, Forsyth, Georgia. Birthplace Dawson, Georgia. Okay, so it's probably the same guy. Why would he? So when did he got married to this one first? So the spouse's name is Martha Frances Roach. Martha Frances Roach. Okay, so she died in 1886. That would make sense. If the wife died in 1886, it makes sense that he would have gone on and gotten married in 1890 to Petty Hayes. Now, what other records does this other Lewis have? Okay, here's a census. 1900 census. Lewis, Georgie, a daughter Mary, Julia, Hammond, Henry, John, Frank. Okay, when was that other? Okay, so this other wife is 9 years younger, and there's a 17-year-old daughter. If they were married in 1890, and this is 10 years later, she would not have had these two children. So would these two children belong to the first wife? 17 and 15? Yes. So when did the other wife die? Let's look at that again. 1886. So in 1900, she died 14 years before 1900, and this child is 15. Okay, so that makes sense that there would be other children listed. Okay. I think we should go ahead and merge these people. So let's go ahead and merge them. So we have the one we want to keep is where Lewis is a fuller person. So this Lewis has full parents, Andrew Hudlow Hill and Mariah Barrett, and siblings. And this one, there's no siblings, and the parents were just made out of a marriage record. Okay, so let's copy the ID from him. So, copy ID, and we'll go over here. And in the tools section, so as you scroll down on the right-hand side, there's possible duplicates, find similar people, and merge by ID. We're going to click on merge by ID. And I'm going to right-click and paste the ID number that we just copied and hit continue. Okay, so we've got possible duplicate, and the surviving person is going to be on the right. So everything on the right is going to stay, the stuff on the left is not going to stay. So the death here is the same death date, just a slightly different county for some reason. I think it's just because he was buried in Sanford. Maybe he actually died in Orange, so we can look at that later. You got an 1800 census, an 1870 census and a 1900 census here. Martha Mary Francis is the spouse, and this is Georgina E. Hayes is the other spouse. 2 children here in 1878 and 1882. And then another one in 1883, 1885, so that fits. Just we're going to have to move these 2 daughters over to be underneath Martha instead of underneath Georgina. Parents, Anderson Hill, Marcette Barrel. Looks like there's a duplicate Julia Bell. Or no, just unknown, or child under Lewis, but not under the wife. Parents, Andrew Hudlow Hill, Mariah Barrett. Those are duplicates. We'll merge those when we're done. So that looks good. We'll go ahead and continue. So we'll keep the name. His record was both spelled with the L-E-W-I-S sometimes and the L-O-U-I-S sometimes. So we really don't want to change that necessarily. Although I'm curious about this Orange, Florida, because if he's buried in Sanford, I'm going to keep the one that says Orange, Florida, just because that might be because it's different. I don't want to lose that difference. We can always go back and prove it wrong later. So the spouse and children are brought over, and the parents are brought over. That's a lot of family. And the census, the source records from the other Lewis Franklin are brought over. So we're going to hit continue. And the reason why these duplicates are the same is because he has same parents and same birthplace and children order makes sense with both wives. And we're going to hit finish merge. Okay. So now let's go ahead and merge the parents together so that's not left undone. So we've got Andrew Hudlow Hill and Anderson H. Hill, and let's do Anderson. So I'm going to copy his ID, and we're going to go to Andrew and merge them. Going to merge by ID. We're going to paste his ID number here and hit continue. Oops. How did I delete one? Did I not? Was he not brought over? Wait, I must not have grabbed the right ID number. Andrew Hudlow Hill. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so we have Lewis. Here, I grabbed the wrong person. So we reloaded the new guy. The merge is successful. He's got 2 parents. We're going to copy the ID. Go to Andrew Hudlow Hill. Go to person. I must have done that wrong the first time. Sorry about that. We're going to click merge by ID. Andrew Hudlow Hill. Anderson H. Hill. Andrew Hudlow Hill. There we go. These people were born more than 3 years apart. That's only because this birth record was this birth date is an approximation. So we're not worried about that. The birth date was not given on that marriage record. So somebody just gave an approximate birth date so that their work could be done. And we are going to go ahead and say yes. Let's look at these two. Andrew Hudlow Hill, Anderson H. Hill. Georgia, Georgia. Oh, North Carolina even. That's interesting. We'll have to play with that one. Mariah Barrett. Mariah Barrett. Marcette Barrel. That was just somebody made a mistake writing that one down. We're going to hit continue. Reason why these two are the same. Same wives and same son. Okay, now we're going to merge the wives together. So you have Mariah and you have Marcette, who are one and the same. So we're going to go to Marcette and Mariah. Now let's open up Mariah. And we are going to, oh, it already has the possible duplicate because they've got the same husbands. Are these people a possible match? These two people were born more than 3 years apart. That was an approximate birth. It was made up out of a marriage record. All that information looks good. We're going to hit yes, continue. Okay, let's see here. Okay, everything's being brought over that needs to be brought over. And the two marriage records. So we're going to hit continue. Reason that these two women are being merged. They have the same husband and children. Okay, so we just merged 3 people together. Now this tree is more full. We have Mariah Barrett married to Andrew Hudlow Hill and their son Lewis Franklin Hill. So let's go back to him. And now Lewis Franklin Hill has 2 wives, Martha and Georgina. Let's go ahead and take away this one. Julia Bell Hill is the same, 7YP. So she's already listed under the correct couple. Since this one's missing the wife, it was just made on error by error. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove Julia from this parents. Remove parents so that there's not that extra parent thing. Okay, so all that we have left to do, and we can do this at another time, is we're going to move these children, who obviously belong to the first wife, since this marriage didn't occur until 1890 and these 2 children were born before 1890. So we will go ahead and add those children on below the correct wife, Martha Mary Frances Roach. Well, so we're going to stop there. Thanks again for watching. If you liked this video, please click the like button. And if you would like to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Watch Me Do Family History. And we look forward to having you watch more of our videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next time.